Welcome to your morning warm-up. We'll begin by sitting up straight and tall in a comfortable seated position, feeling that you're well supported underneath your sits bones and lifting up through the top of your head. Allow your eyes to close or just let your gaze turn toward the ground and begin to concentrate on the sound and sensation of your breath as it moves in and out of your body, all the way down to the bottom of the lungs, allowing the belly to expand. And as the breath moves out, the belly contracts and pulls back and in. Continue with this deep, full breath in and out of the nose. And consciously begin to draw your awareness away from the rest of the day and the rest of the week so that you can be here now. And bringing the awareness to the very base of your spine, begin to draw the awareness up the spinal column, lifting through the crown of the head. And as you do, let your shoulders relax and become heavy, and send that awareness down all the way through your arms and into the place where your hands are contacting your legs. Sense your hands where they rest on the legs. And for a moment, let your hands be the place where your mind rests. Let the chin drop in toward the chest, breathing deeply into the back of the neck. And then slowly begin to sweep your chin across your chest from shoulder to shoulder. Take some full rotations of the head all the way around. Mindful not to drop the full weight of the head backward. And slowing down in any areas that feel sore or tight or tender, and breathing deeply into those places. The next time the chin meets the chest, go back in the opposite direction. And the next time the chin meets the chest, take another deep breath into the back of the neck. And as you exhale, float the head up on top of the spine. With your inhale, lift the shoulders toward the ears as close as they'll go. And as you exhale, release them down and away. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, release down. And one more time. Inhale and lift. Exhale, release down, and then extend your arms out to the sides and breathe in deep as you reach up and look up, welcoming the day. As you exhale, let the hands come down to the ground, chin to the chest. Inhale, arms up overhead, reach up and look up. And exhale, hands down. Last time, inhale, arms up overhead. And as you exhale, hands come all the way down to the ground. And then with the next inhale, bring your fingertips up onto your shoulders. Make circles with your elbows, small to begin, and gradually spiral them out as large as those circles can get. And then go back in the opposite direction. Again, small circles to begin, and gradually making them larger. Now pull the elbows in as tightly together as you can in front of you, and then send them back behind you as far as you can, chest forward. Again, elbows together in front, shoulders away from the ears, and then send them back, chest forward. Once more, we'll bring the elbows to the front just to extend the arms out in front of us. Now pull the shoulders down away from the ears, and with the inhale, bring the fingertips to the shoulders. As you exhale, extend. Inhale, come back and in. And exhale, extend, and then turn your hands over, bring your thumbs in, wrap your fingers around your thumbs and let your elbows and shoulders relax, and then roll your wrists out. Now go back in the opposite direction. And then spread the fingers out as wide as you can. Slowly roll the fingers back and in. Squeeze into tight fists and then flick out and away. And once again, roll back and in as if you could articulate each one of the joints in the fingers and the thumbs, and then flick out. Shake your hands out. Interlace the fingers in front of the chest, turn the knuckles in and press the hands forward. Spread the fingers wide, point the thumbs toward the ground and lift up through the top of your head. With the inhale, bring the arms up overhead as far as they'll go. As you exhale, bring the shoulders down away from the ears and breathe deeply here for a moment. With the next exhale, release the hands and bring them down, and we'll roll the shoulders one more time, and then we're going to move on to hands and knees into table position. Spread the fingers wide and make sure that the hands are right underneath the shoulders and the knees are under the hips, tops of the feet on the ground. We're going to inhale as we lift the forehead and the tailbone, looking up toward the ceiling. And then as you exhale, round the spine, chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone under. With the inhale, again, lift up and look up. Exhale, round the spine. Continue for a few more rounds, letting your breath lead your movement. And then following that next exhale, come back into a neutral straight back. Now turn from side to side, looking over one shoulder towards the foot, and then reversing and looking over the opposite shoulder. Moving back and forth, releasing along the sides of your spinal column. And then come back into the center and drop the hips into the heels as close as they'll go. Slide your hands forward and let your forehead rest as close to the ground as possible in child's pose. Now slowly drag the hands back to the outsides of the knees. Tuck the chin to the chest and slowly roll yourself up. And then move over to one hip or the other and bring the legs around in front of you and move to the middle of your mat. You can tuck your hands in behind your knees as you roll down to the ground. And take an easy rock from side to side. Roll the knees around in a circle in one direction and back in the opposite direction. Moving your awareness around the sacrum, softening up where you can. Coming into the center, take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, curl the forehead in toward the knees, wrap the arms around the top of the legs, and continue to rock from side to side. And then bring the bottoms of the feet together, turning the knees out to the side. Grab hold of your feet or ankles and let your head rest back on the ground. I will rock a little here from side to side as well. And then coming into the center, take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, curl the forehead in toward the toes, pulling in here as tightly as you can. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and continue to rock a little from side to side. And holding on to the outsides of the feet or the ankles, turn the soles of the feet so they face the ceiling, and let your head come back down to the ground into happy baby. We'll rock a little here, working deeply into the hip joints. And as you're rocking from side to side, you might begin to press one heel up toward the ceiling and back to the center, over to the opposite side, beginning to get into the back side of the legs. Releasing the hamstrings and the calf muscles. coming into the center, release your feet. Let them come down to the ground. Scooch the heels toward the hips as close as they'll go. Feet hip distance apart and parallel. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, press into the feet and lift the hips up into bridge pose. Now when you've lifted your hips up as high as you can, interlace your fingers behind your back and walk your elbows and shoulder blades in toward one another. Lifting up a little higher now and keeping your gaze on the ceiling, chin lifted. Stay with that nice deep full breath all the way to the bottom of the lungs. Inhale, flowing into exhale. Exhale into inhale. Now take the arms and the shoulder blades out wide, making space to lower your spine to the ground from the neck down to the tailbone, one vertebra at a time. And then stretch the legs out and bring the arms up overhead. Make the body as long as it can be, from the navel through the fingertips, navel through the toes. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your right knee up into the chest and hug the knee in. Press out through both heels, toes lifted. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, lift your head towards your knee, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, belly button toward the ground. And then slowly lower your head back to the ground and pull the knee a little bit tighter to the chest. And breathing deeply here. And keeping the right hand on top of the right knee, take the knee out to the side. Keep the foot flexed and keep breathing deeply. Don't collapse on that right side. And with each exhale, you could feel the knee and the foot dropping a little closer toward the ground. With the inhale, bring the knee back into the center and across the body. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee and let your right arm rest heavy on the ground. Allow the right shoulder blade to stay planted as you gently pull the knee across. With the inhale, bring the knee back into the center, and then take both hands to the back side of the right leg and extend the leg straight up. Try to take as much bend out of the knee as you can, and then begin to point and flex the toes. Rotate the foot around in a circle, and go back in the opposite direction. Curl the toes up as tightly as you can, squeezing the bottom of your foot, and then spread the toes out as wide as you can. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, curl the forehead in toward the knee. Bring the hands up the back of the leg, taking a deep release for the hamstrings. And then release the right leg and let it float all the way to the ground, letting your head come back down. Inhale the arms back behind you again, reaching out long in that spinal stretch again. And as you exhale, bring the left knee up into the chest and hug the knee in. Press out through both heels, toes lifted. Lift the head for just a moment, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, belly button toward the ground. And then lower your head to the ground and pull the knee a little tighter to the chest. And keeping the left hand on top of the left knee, take the knee out to the side. And breathing deeply. Inhale the knee back into the center and across the body. Right hand to the outside of the left knee and left arm resting heavy on the ground. With the inhale, bring the knee back into the center. Take both hands to the back side of the left leg and extend the leg straight up. And then begin to point and flex the toes. Rotate the foot around in a circle. And then reverse and go back in the opposite direction. Curl the toes up as tightly as you can. And then spread them out as wide as you can. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, curl the forehead in toward the left knee, slide the hands up the back of the leg, taking that big release for your hamstrings. And then release the left leg and let it float all the way to the ground and let the head come back down to the ground. And then let your feet just flop in and out a few times, toes in, toes out. Bring your hands onto your belly, below your belly button, and let your body become still here for a moment. Consciously send your breath down to where the hands are resting on the body. Feeling the lift and fall of your belly with your inhale and your exhale. Establishing that nice, deep, full diaphragmatic breath. As you're breathing deeply and sending the breath down to where the hands are resting on the body, you're sending a chemical cue to your body to relax. And you're doing that by stimulating your vagus nerve. And when you stimulate the vagus nerve by breathing deeply and consciously, the nerve begins to secrete acetylcholine, and that's your body's natural tranquilizer. So simply by laying here and breathing deeply, you're becoming more relaxed with each exhale. We've taken this time to systematically move the awareness through the body from head to toe, checking in with how everything is feeling and functioning today, and making sure to honor the messages that your body is sending you about its condition. So as we continue to move on with this practice, we make sure to honor the messages that your body has sent and continue with that nice, deep, full breath. We'll move now back onto our hands and knees into that table position once again. Now we're going to spread the fingers out wide, curl the toes under and back, and press the hips in toward the heels so you feel a deep stretch in your feet and toes. Slide your hands just a little bit further forward, and then let your forehead and chest drop through toward the ground. Good. Lifting the head, we're going to bring the hands back right in front of the knees so that you can press back and slowly walk your feet forward. Grab hold of opposite elbows, letting your arms and head hang heavy. And then release the arms. Let them hang heavy like two lead pipes, and slowly swing the arms around the legs from side to side. Continue to let the arms move around the legs as you continue to move yourself up to standing. And once you've come all the way up to standing, continue to let the arms swing around you. The hand in front is going to tap at the shoulder and the hand in back at the kidney. Now we're going to come back to a still place. Bring your left arm across the body and grab hold of your right earlobe with a thumb in the front, and then cross the right arm over top of the left arm. So we're gonna keep hold of the earlobes. This is specifically for our brain and waking our brain up in the morning. We're gonna take 21 squats, holding on to our ears just like this. I'm gonna count them for you, so just go along with me. We're gonna inhale as we bend our knees and exhale as we straighten. And these are gonna be vigorous breaths in and out of the nose. Last one. Drop the arms down by the sides, palms turned forward, eyes closed. And notice what you feel as a result of changing your breath and taking those deep squats. Good, and let the eyes slowly begin to open. Step the feet in together, bring the hands in front of the heart. Namaste.